The Western Conference Final Series is now all even at 2. San Antonio wins the first 2 at home, both in blowouts. Oklahoma City does the same in Oklahoma City, both in blowouts. And what a performance by Russell Westbrook. Perhaps the finest game we have ever seen him play in terms of all-around play.
Spectacular. I think his efficiency at both ends of the floor really has set the table in games 3 and 4. Understanding that he was going to have to guard Tony Parker, taking him out offensively in this series the last 2 games, but it starts to become infectious. And you see the steals and the block shots, but being aggressive, taking the ball to the basket, that's been huge.
Yeah, he only had 3 turnovers, with 10 assists, and that set the tone as well offensively. 7 turnovers for the entire game for Oklahoma City, which is unheard of. I mean, this is a team that routinely makes plenty of mistakes, but this was, I think, as good a game as they can play. I mean, at both ends of the floor. So now the question is, can they do it again back in Texas?
Shot selection for Westbrook, excellent. 5 steals. You mentioned the low turnover situation. 10 assists, 14 for 14 at the line. And oh, by the way, Kevin Durant had 31.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way.
Points. All right, let's talk San Antonio. Greg Popovich lifts his starters midway through the 3rd period. There will be some questions about that. He has done it before. Not something he would do in the playoffs. How do they react to that? How do they react to game number 5 back in San Antonio?
Well, they should be motivated. The starters should be by what the reserves did late in the game, because the reserves were the ones that moved the ball finally and got some offensive flow. And I know it's different when you're down 25 and maybe facing a reserve unit yourself, but the blueprint is there, I think, for the starters. They've got to get that ball movement like they had going in games 1 and 2.
Yeah, Tony Parker, the only Spur tonight, shooting over 50%. And to me, games 1 and 2, it shows what the Spurs are all about. When they share the basketball and they're involved offensively when everyone's touching it, it's beautiful basketball to watch. When they start to go one-on-one and too much dribbling, like Greg Popovich said, it's easy for a team like the Thunder, who are aggressive defensively, have a bunch of athletes, put your head on a swivel because you had Steven Adams and Ibaka blocking shots. It makes it easy for them. I hope they get back to spreading the floor and being able to make threes.
Well, it sets it up for 2 tantalizing games, 5, 6, perhaps 7. We'll have game 5 for you right here on TNT on Thursday night. It'll be 9 o'clock Eastern time. The studio will get things underway at 8 o'clock. The Spurs and the Thunder all tied at 2-all.